Welcome to Kim and Friends, where we laugh through the chaos, cry whenever the hell we feel like it, and always keep it real. Because as women, the conversations we have and the stories we share behind closed doors need to be heard out in the wild. I'm Kim, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen today. I really hope something resonates with you. Kim and Friends listeners, it's Kim here, and I am breaking form. This would normally be a conversation style or an interview style episode, but I'm here solo again this week because I wanted to talk through essentially what's going to end with a gratitude list, but I'm not going to get there simply. I have some more things I want to say, I want to share before we get to gratitude. Because I had a wonderful conversation with a member where I work who became a friend, who also became a coworker, but now is more than anything just a true kindred spirit. And she's one of those people that I can very quickly get in very heartfelt, deep conversations with, usually under circumstances and in places that you wouldn't normally be having very heartfelt, deep conversations, i.e. the lobby where I work. And she shared with me that it was the 5-year anniversary today of her mother's death. And we are 3 days away from Thanksgiving. So it got me thinking about this time of year and that it is a time of celebration, of community with your family or your chosen family, that it is a time to give to those that you love, give to those less fortunate. And it's a time to be in gratitude, right? And I think that's fantastic. That's wonderful. I don't dismiss any of that. But it's an oversimplification for a lot of people I know. And it is not the easiest time for a lot of people. It's when you play that back, when you think that through, so many good things are happening. We're spending so much time together. We're, buying gifts for people we love, or we're receiving gifts from people we love, or we're, filling our cup by, showing up for people who need it. And on the other side of that coin, this can be a very difficult time of year for people as well. For those who are in gross financial strain, for people like my friend who have a very life-altering loss that kind of kicks off this whole season. So I just want to say, I think there is a place where we can be functioning from a place of gratitude and grief. That there is room for both things to be true. That we can be celebratory and grateful and, dare I say, festive, although I do not claim to be a very festive person, but I would never take that away from those who are. We can be festive and we can be overwhelmed. There is space for not even just two things, for multiple things to be true all at the same time. And the truth of it is that the holidays can be a very heavy time for a lot of people. And my kids give me a hard time because I always say Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, not Christmas. And they just don't understand how Christmas could not be my favorite holiday. But for a long time, at least in my adult life, I have called Thanksgiving Christmas minus the financial strain. You get to see all the people you love. You get to spend time in community and play games and laugh and hang out, and people come in town, and all of that stuff that's usually associated with Christmas as well is there. But there isn't that underlying current of having to make sure you've gotten all the right gifts to the right place and spent the right amount of money on this kid and that kid. And is it going to feel balanced on Christmas morning? And so that's why I've always preferred Thanksgiving to Christmas. The underlying factor for me with Thanksgiving, where it's definitely my favorite holiday, is that I also found out my parents were separating on Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving. And my parents' divorce, as much as I hate to admit it, as much as I spent many years in my youth and teen years and even early adulthood trying to downplay that event and saying that it didn't affect me, it's time for me to just admit that it was one of the defining moments of my childhood. So I don't know if grief is the right word, but in the past few years, it is something that comes up for me always around Thanksgiving. That at a fairly young age, my family went from being what I thought it was always going to be to being something else. And now, here I am. I was like 7 when my parents separated. So 37 years later, and it's still shaping who I am. It's certainly shaped my relationship with my parents and my siblings over the past 37 years. It's shaped how I relate to people, how I move through the world. I can just say it was a big deal. But that doesn't mean that I don't still love Thanksgiving, that I don't still love to cook for the people that I love and to spend time with those people. So again, these two things can exist at the same time. There's also a domino effect that begins with Thanksgiving, and I've called it that for forever too. It's like that first domino tips and we're just in this like free fall from now until the end of the year, which for some, myself included, can be very overwhelming. And although I feel very fortunate to be in a situation it's not like I can give my kids everything they want. There's an endless well of things they want, but my kids are fortunate and have beautiful Christmases. In part to me and Daniel, but also to the other people that love them and surround them and shower them with festiveness and Christmas goodness. But there's a financial strain that comes along with that. And there's another push and pull, like my relationship with money and how it's always sort of in conflict. I ride this spectrum of like, no one's paying you to worry about money. Like, I can't tell you how many times I say that when I start to feel like just recently I needed some pretty expensive maintenance done on my car. And I took a day to feel like my whole world was crumbling in. And then I woke up the next day and I was like, nobody's paying me to worry about money. That's one thing about worrying about money is it doesn't give you any more money. And then also feeling like financial strain can be like feel like a vice around your neck. Um, so yeah, when it comes to buying gifts for everybody around the holidays, I love that. But the other side of that coin is that it can be very overwhelming financially. Um, and I know a lot of people are very connected to their spirituality and their faith around the holidays. And I would never begrudge that to anyone. Personally, for me, I am more connected to my spirituality when things are alive and growing. So, spring into summer, a little bit fall, but by Christmas, everything's dead. And I do not feel like my most spiritually grounded self at Christmas time. So that doesn't necessarily give me the same feel at Christmas time that people that are more spiritually grounded around the holidays might have. So while I am feeling very gracious at this time, I think it is okay for you to feel grateful and thankful and also sad or grief stricken or stressed, overwhelmed. We are very complex creatures that can hold space for all of that at the same time. So with that, I'm going to end on a positive note. I promise. But I do want to announce that this is going to be my final episode for 2025. We're going to end season 1 along with this year. And I look forward to being back with all of you in February of 2026. So there are a few people that I'm going to record with during the break. I'm going to get some more episodes backlogged. I'm going to get some more things done so we can just roll right into season 2 and just be like guns a-blazing. But I am going to have my general practitioner on who pretty much changed my life with hormone replacement. So she's a fabulous woman that you'll love to hear from. I have a couple of other friends that are really well versed when it comes to nutrition. One that's a certified nutrition and wellness coach, and then another woman who is a dear friend who is an integrative nutrition health coach. And that, as she describes it, which I find very helpful, is like a doula for your healthcare. And a friend that owns a local clothing boutique, and she's just always championed me. I've championed her. We've held this beautiful relationship, and I know that our conversations are always a hoot for me, and I know will be for all of you as well. And then I'm going to have my lovely daughter on, Edna, too. So that's just a few guests that you can look forward to hearing from in 2026, of course, with my stream of consciousness. Maybe it resonates with you, maybe it doesn't, mini-sodes sprinkled in between. But that doesn't mean I'm going away. I am still going to be present on my Kim and Friends social media. I'll give you little teasers of what I'm recording and when. I'll show you what's going on with my family through the holidays. I have some discount codes for you that I'm actually going to share a couple discount codes with you right now on the podcast, but then I'll post them on my Instagram as well, so you can find them there. Full disclosure, I have not used either one of these products yet, but I am going to use my own discount code to order for the holidays, some for other people, probably some for myself as well. And then once I use the products, I'm going to post on my Instagram and give you my reviews. So the first company I want to share with you is Old Glory, and they have over 300,000 items for music, sports, entertainment, and pop culture fans. So you can get like something as simple as a t-shirt, or you can order like Christmas ornaments for like your sports teams, and you can even like customize them and personalize them. And then they have like over 300 plus like band tees and like places that you can put things like that. And that is www.oldglory.com. And you can get a 15% discount off of any product with the code Kim and Friends. And then the other brand that I'm going to give you a code for is Cozy Earth. And I'm sure you've heard of them. If you've listened to any podcast, I feel like they are like highly publicized in the podcast world. And this is sort of like your bougie luxury bedding and pajamas. Our friends in our heads, Oprah, Kris Jenner, they're wearing their products. So this is what I think I might buy myself a pair of fancy pajamas for myself for Christmas at cozyearth.com. And the discount code for them is also Kim and Friends. And this is 41% off any one product. So there is a couple of coupon codes for you to, again, maybe do some holiday shopping or buy some things for yourself. And I'll share those on Kim and Friends as well. And I'm just going to finish with a short list of people I am grateful for. And if you are not on this list, it does not mean I am not grateful for you. I would have to talk for 2 days because I'm just that fortunate. And there's other things, I guess, that I'm grateful for, but I think the big overarching theme that I've had with the podcast in this inaugural season is connection with people. So I did want to focus on the people that I'm grateful for. I think it will come as no shock to any of you that I am going to start with my unit. It goes without saying, Daniel, my husband, my life partner, you get me at my worst and my best. You accept it all. And I hope I do the same for you. So grateful that you and I are like at the pinnacle of this family and that we hold each other first so that our kids can thrive. Which leads to Goose and Edna, my very favorite daughter and my very favorite son, that I have the very fortunate privilege to be their mother and to help guide them on this path towards whatever future they want and stumble through it and help them. So yeah, my unit. And then there is the OG kindred spirit, my mother, Patty Mason. She is a living example of everything that she believes. She's very much action and not talk. She's very genuine. She's very, very optimistic, lives a very heart open, heart forward, accepting, gentle, kind life. And if you've had the privilege to interact with her or be her friend, call yourself lucky. She is a gem on this earth. And y'all need to help me convince her to come on the podcast because she doesn't want to do it, but I really want her on. My sisters, my two best friends, who I will forever and always thank my parents. Best gift they ever gave me was being born with my two older sisters as my best friends. Pam, Ruthie, as long as I've got you two, I can handle anything. My in-laws, Laverne and Dan, I haven't talked about them much on here. Laverne, Boo Boo, as she's known from most people. Love our relationship, but particularly Dan. I want to take a minute and just honor him and thank him for being a father to me in action. And then my guest this season, Claire, who now I've called her a lot of things, but I just saw Wicked for Good. So I've now started referring to her as the Elphaba to my Galinda. Sarah, Julia, Alana, thank you for being my first guest on my first season and for diving headfirst into this little experiment that I've been doing. I'm grateful for Shelly and Jody for giving me this opportunity. I am very grateful to all of my coworkers and all of the members at the studio where I coach. You are day in, day out, my friends in action, the people that see me through whatever that day might be handing me. And I appreciate you beyond words. Well, I hope for all of you that you can have whatever holiday season is going to bring you the most peace, the most love. They won't be perfect. They never are. But I hope you can find gratitude in your grief, grace in your overwhelm, and embrace the imperfection of this time. And I'll see you all in February 2026 and between now and then at Kim and Friends on Instagram. Love you all so much.